there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So I just recorded the video talking about the quarterfinals, and I realised I haven't actually done a video talking about the round of 16, so I'm going to do that now, and then I'll release the quarterfinal video results just before the semi-finals, because it talks about my predictions for the semi-finals. So without further ado, let's take a look at the round of 16. It was extremely exciting. I'm sure you enjoyed it as much as I did, unless of course your side went out. So this is an ASMR video, that's why I'm whispering and talking really quietly. And it's an ASMR football or an ASMR soccer video to help you relax and maybe fall asleep, or just hear me chat about football. So if you have a comment, drop it below. Make sure I want to know all of the controversies, anything I missed. If you disagree with me, cool, write in the comment section, that's absolutely fine. And without further ado, let's talk round of 16 World Cup Qatar 2022. Okay, first and foremost, the Netherlands beating USA 3-1. I was quite shocked at this result. I thought the USA would really take them to extra time, etc., but they were 2-0 down in the first half. Goals from Depay and Blint. Haji Wright got them into it, but then just as they thought they might get a second, Dumfries scored on the 81st minute. I didn't watch the match actually, but I was extremely surprised because maybe the USA ran out of steam through all of the extremely high intensity closing down that they'd done in the group stages. They definitely deserved to be here in the knockouts. So if someone who did watch the match could maybe comment and say, because I saw the goals, but I just really don't understand why there were times when I watched parts of the match, I turned it over and I couldn't watch it all, and there were sections where, you know, the Netherlands counterattacked the USA and there was no one back defending. It was like the fullbacks had pushed forward. They weren't as compact and as organised as they usually were in defence when in the group stage. I thought they marshalled Wales and Iran and England, especially England, extremely well. So I was just really confused about how the Dutch were able to get behind them as often as they could. So if someone wants to write a comment, that would be really helpful. Okay, so next up is Argentina-Australia. Really gutted for Australia, to be honest. They were super organised. Lovely goal. It says own goal, but it was a deflected shot. It was great. And then they had those chances right at the death. I thought they were going to take it to extra time, but goals from Messi and Alvarez putting Argentina through to the quarterfinals. Yeah, just feel really sorry for a team in Australia that have just worn their heart on their sleeves, been extremely disciplined and just given everything. So yeah, it was probably the result everyone was expecting, but on the day I think Australia played fantastically well, so well done to you guys. France-Poland, I said in my prediction video I thought Poland wouldn't be able to do anything other than a bit of a weird penalty on the 99th minute for Lewandowski. France walked this match, Giroud, and 2 from Mbappe. I think Poland not only have been too defensive when they've got such good attacking players, but also they're not set up well enough to counterattack the way that other defensive teams like Morocco, Croatia have been able to in this tournament. I felt they just sat back and yeah, they just left Lewandowski up front by himself. So I didn't agree with the tactics. I think Poland have got some really talented technicians, and yeah, I would have liked to have seen, you know, an ambitious approach with maybe that sort of 3 up front. But it wasn't to be, and they didn't press the ball enough, and yeah, it was kind of predictable. Sorry, Poland. I think you're a good team, but the tactics were all wrong. And Senegal, so it doesn't really show the story of the match. Senegal should have been ahead. When Henderson scored in the 38th minute, Senegal had been the better team by a mile, and then they just absolutely crumbled. I think it shows a lack of leadership in the team, maybe without Mane there. So then Kane scored just before half-time, and Saka in second half, and Senegal were just... It could have been 5, to be honest, at that point. Senegal were all over the place. Didn't really have a system, didn't really have a tactic to deal with that. You could see the belief just draining from them. So, yeah, England sort of did what you have to do in tournament football, and they resisted the barrage, the initial attack from Senegal, and then they started to play, and they scored, and they made it look easy by the end. Totally walked all over them. Jude Bellingham had another fantastic game, as did Phil Foden with 2 assists. So yeah, they played brilliantly, to be fair. And then poor Japan. So Croatia, I thought, well, the first half Japan were better. Second half, they sat back a bit too much. They are one of the sides, like I was comparing Poland a minute ago. Japan are one of those teams that defends deep, but actually really, really runs on the break. And yeah, they were deservedly ahead. Perisic scored, fantastic header. And then Croatia, as soon as they went to penalties, I thought, Croatia, there's no way they're going to lose. They have such amazing technicians in their team. Such a small country can come up with such amazing technicians, you know, in terms of their technique. Countries like Brazil, or I don't know, you know, Germany would be jealous of the confidence on the ball that Croatia have. So yeah, as soon as it went to penalties, I just thought, oh, that's a shame for Japan. I think they had to win it in normal time. And then Brazil, South Korea. I feel so sorry for South Korea because they went for it. They had 3 up front, and Brazil had 4 up front, and South Korea left 4 players back to defend. It was literally one-on-one with some of the best strikers in the world, Richarlison, Neymar, etc. So it was an extremely entertaining match to watch, but not if you were Korean. Peck's goal at the end was lovely, but Junior, Neymar, Richarlison, Paquetá, in fact, Junior's goal was just amazing. Vinicius Junior. Just the technique on it, the way he hit it. Oh God, it was beautiful. It was a really entertaining match, and I understand that the South Korean managers left his post. You know, he gave it a go. He could have sat back with 2 banks of 5, you know, and just tried to defend for their lives. They probably would have lost anyway. But, you know, they were a bit ambitious, and I'm not going to criticise them for that, frankly. Brazil are Brazil. So they kind of just played as they wanted to play. Curiously, they didn't play like that in the group stages at all, though. So, yeah, I found that quite curious. So, yeah, that was a very entertaining match. And then we've got Morocco, Spain. Morocco deserved it, to be honest. I said before the tournament started, Spain don't have a striker, and they proved it. They can pass the ball around as much as they want to, but if you can't put the ball in the back of the net, you're not going to win matches. And they were quite pathetic in the shootout as well. And there were all these comments by the commentators saying, oh, Luis Enrique, the manager, who's resigned from his post now, by going out on penalties again in a major tournament. Yeah, you know, he can pass it around as much as you want to, but you need to put it in the back of the net. The commentators were saying that Luis Enrique said you need to practice 1,000 penalties before even getting on the plane to Qatar. It looked like they've never taken a penalty in their lives. The nerves just got them, and Morocco have this relationship with Spain, so the motivation was there, the fans were there, the stadium was basically Moroccan, and obviously all African and Arab teams, including the local population of Qatar, behind Morocco, and rightly so. I'm fully supporting them throughout the entire tournament. So pleased for them to get into the quarterfinals. Okay, Portugal 6. What a shocking result. Switzerland are so much better than this. They must be devastated, I'll be honest with you. I can't get over a team that can practically get a result against any side just crumbled. Like they were head-to-head at the beginning. I thought Switzerland were going to move ahead. And then they just crumbled. And Ramos scored a hat-trick, the player that controversially came in to replace Cristiano Ronaldo after he had a tantrum, which he's doing quite a lot at the moment. Pepe scored, Guerreiro scored, and Leao with a wonderful goal. Portugal looked as good as Brazil, if not better. So entertaining, so smooth. But I think part of that, it wasn't just Portugal had a good game, but Switzerland had an absolute stinker. I don't think they've ever got past this round of 16 in the World Cup. And I think it might be like Mexico, starting to weigh on their minds because they looked horrific. It looked like they'd lost before they'd stepped foot on the pitch. So gutted for them. Such a good crop of players, and it was a 50-50 to be honest. With Portugal, it's not as if they were up against Brazil or France. You know, I fancied Portugal. But yeah, they should have gone into the match thinking they could beat them. So that did not happen. Okay, so I'm going to stop there, and the video of me discussing the quarterfinal results is going to come out in a couple of days' time, so keep an eye out for that. And then before the end of the week, I'll do another one for the semi-finals ahead of the final. And after the tournament, then I'll do a roundup video. So I hope you found this relaxing, controversial or other. Drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts on all the results from the round of 16. Are you devastated? Are you furious? Are you extremely happy? What do you think about those results? And looking ahead, we'll discuss the quarterfinals, which were amazing, in about 2 or 3 days' time. Okay, take care everyone. I hope you have a nice rest or sleep, and I'll see you again really soon.